Hello, my name is Adrienne Williams, and I will be conducting a discussion post for Unit 3 discussion. So, for this discussion, we were to answer a series of questions after reading a case study about Jessica and Travis and their newborn. Okay, so just a brief little rundown on their situation. They had a newborn that was born early due to some complications, and the baby spent 5 weeks in the NICU. The baby was born at 31 weeks, and they were very reluctant. They were very nervous about bringing the baby home, but they eventually brought the baby home, and that's just a little rundown of the story. So, from this story, we are told to the first thing that we're supposed to do is list the top 3 concerns with this family that we think. So top 3 concerns with this family would be: 1, the fear and the apprehension of being parents of a NICU baby and that baby's future development. Number 2 would be the 2 miscarriages that Jessica has had. Number 3 would be the fact that they felt disconnected with the child. Jessica talked about her feeling like she lost her baby to the NICU nurses because the baby spent all their time there. When she would hold the baby would cry and turn away from her, so she just felt very disconnected from the child. She felt inadequate and incompetent to be that child's mother, and this is all from the baby being in the NICU. So the next question is 3 questions I would ask Jessica and Travis as a caseworker. So the first question I would ask is their history of loss, which we already discussed, the 2 miscarriages, and I would kind of dig more deeper into the loss of those 2 kids. I will talk about how they feel. I will talk about what they're doing now to cope with those losses, just to make sure that they're in the right mental state to now take care of this child. I know that miscarriages are very traumatic. I've had 2 myself. So just being in the right state of mind to make sure that you're caring for the child that you have now is very important. The second question I would ask Jessica and Travis is their history of social and professional support. So I would ask this question because I feel like it's very important, especially after the losses, to get yourself prepared to bring a newborn, especially one that was born prematurely, into a household and start caring for that child. I feel like support is definitely something that would be needed and something that would be necessary to the development of the child as well. The third question I would ask Jessica and Travis would be the sense of security. How secure do they feel at home with just them 2 and the child? How secure do they feel taking care of the child? How secure do they feel within their marriage? I ask these questions because that alone, just being married, could cause other issues, other arguments, other things, especially with a newborn. A lot of like, hey, you're not doing things right or anything like that. So I would definitely dwell deep into the security of the family and how do they feel secure at home with this newborn child. So the next question or part of the discussion is list 1 resource that I would recommend for the family. So during the case study, it actually talks about a low birth weight baby intervention program. So I would definitely recommend that for the family. I feel like that's very important, and I feel like it helps. It also offers in-home care where they come out and check on the family and the baby, make sure the baby is developing correctly as well. So the next and last question is to discuss 2 ways that a home visiting program would benefit this family. So my first thing that I think will benefit this family would be ensuring that the child is getting the proper care. So with this being a child, of course, that has been born early. Okay, they are 5 weeks early, but 5 weeks early child full term versus a 5-week early child that's premature. They are different rates. Of course, the premature child would be developing a little bit slower as a child who went full term. So I would make sure the child is getting the proper care that they need, making sure that everything is good with the child, make sure if they have any questions, they have any questions. offer any resources if anything may come up. That's what I would do with that. And then the second one would be ensuring that the parents are connecting well with the child and that the child is developing well. So that kind of tied into the first one. But for the first one, I kind of focus more on the child. This one, I'm focusing more on the parents connecting with the child, which I feel like is just as important. This is important to me because the child could be developing well, but the connection couldn't be there. Or probably it's possible that the connection isn't there. So I just feel like this is very important just as well, and it will help the development of the child even further because nurturing and caring and giving that to the baby all helps in some kind of way, shape, or form. And that is the end of my discussion post. Thank you. Bye.